Okay, welcome to my first maintenance video today on a Yamaha 22 MT09. Basically today I'm going to adjust the chain what I call correctly. You're going to need a few tools. You're going to need a 32mm socket and ratchet or breaker bar like I have. You're going to need two spanners, two 12mm spanners, which I have somewhere. Now on this chain they recommend 36mm for the slack. I make up a little tool to handle that. I cut it up out of something like an ice cream container lid. It just helps me checking the adjustments all the time. So you can do whatever you want, however you want, use a ruler, but 36mm is where I'm going to have the slack set at today. So first thing we'll do, we'll check the chain slack as it is at the moment. They recommend in the manual to have it about here, and what I do is put it at the top and then put it in the middle link of the chain. So you can see it's a bit out of spec there. Also what you want to do is find the tightest part of the chain. It's all pretty even, which is a good indicator of even wear. No real tight spots, maybe a little bit loose there. But try and find the tightest part of the chain first anyway, which that feels like about it. So yeah, okay, a little bit out. Secondly, you want to break the 32mm lock nut there, which I've already done, but it goes a little something like this. Just crack it. I use a breaker bar, it's easier to take it loose, and I back it off so it's fully loose, just so there's no drag at all. Okay, second thing you want to do is get your 12mm spanners. And unlock the lock nut, which is the one at the front. You can usually do it with one hand, if not just use both spanners. So again, just loosen off the lock nut. Next, we want to basically get the wheel tightened up to where it says in your owner's manual. In this one, I think it was 36 to 38, the chain slack. I think 38's a bit too loose, so I'm just going to stick with the 36. So again, you want to basically pull this out, tighten this out until it gets close or onto the 36 spec. Very important to make sure that it's even on these adjusters here. So as you can see here, it's about, well it is, it's exactly on 3. Usually no one, or not a lot of people get that correct at the workshops I've been at. And that one there, looks like it's on about 4 at the back. Oh no, it's not too far off. If you use the back of the spacer there as a guide instead of the center of it, you're looking at about 4 lines there, and then on the back of this adjuster you're looking at about 4 lines there too. So that's actually good and rare, I found. Alright, so we start by little increments. Tiny adjustments make a big difference on the chain, so you don't need to go a huge one, just a little turn. So as I say, it's on 4. Bring it back a little bit past the 4. Same on this side. Actually that one's not quite at 4. I keep hitting the wheel to make sure it's flush against that, so we're getting the right reading. I'd call that about 4. And that about 4. So I just check the chain now. Also take note, when you do tighten the axle nut, sometimes it tightens the chain a little bit, so be aware of that. Okay, getting better. Just check for the tightest part of the chain. About there. Still a bit out, so again, little increments on the back part of the bolt. And remember, you want him, you're taking the bolt out, not in, of course. Getting better. Take your time when doing it. It's better to have it correct. You don't want a skew-if wheel, so make sure it's adjusted evenly. If you do have a skew-if wheel, it could make the bike pull to one side and cause unnecessary wear on the tyre. It's just not correct. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're sort of at 4.5 now on that side. So we'll make sure we bring this one up to 4.5. Which it's way off actually. So in that case, about 4.1 or something. Bring this one back in. Again, take your time, no rush. Do things properly the first time, one time. It's always the best. I'm not hating that. Like I said, when you tighten the axle nut, sometimes it tightens the chain a little bit more. So what I'll do, just tighten the axle nut now and see where we're at. Now what I like to do here when I'm tightening the axle nut is keep tapping the rear tyre. Just make sure it's flush against the adjustment bolt. Just until it bites anyway. You just do it a little bit. Not too tight. And we go back and check. Yeah, it did tighten a little bit. Look, I think that's about right. I think, like I said, I think it was actually 36 to 41 the measurements were, so somewhere in between there, which I'd call a median of 38. So I think I'll leave it at that for now. Now, they say to tighten the axle nut at 110 Newton meters, not foot-pounds, so be very careful of that equation. If you haven't got one, get yourself a torque wrench. I paid, I think, $100 for that Australian, so it's a good investment. Now here on this one, you just adjust it, Newton meters on the back of this. That's pounds, so you adjust it to 110, like it says in the manual. $110. Put your socket on. Wait till it clicks. There we go. Correctly torqued axle nut. And from there, I just tighten up the adjuster bolt, nut and bolt. So pull the bolt out to make sure it's snug against the block, and just lock up the nut. And move both, and it'll help lock up. Yeah, beautiful. Tighten it up. Bit of force, not too hard, not too soft. Again, make sure the nut's snug against the block. And be moving the nut, don't be pushing down anymore on the bolt. Be more moving the nut at the front that's flush against the swing arm. Lock them up, and there you go. Check your chain. In this case I had 36, but on the adjuster that I created, but 38 is sort of where it's at now. So I'm happy with that. Again, just check there's no tight spots, and if there is, where does that measure? And there you go. You're good to go. First video, that's how I adjust my chain for the last 15 years. So enjoy, and look for more videos to come.